What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about two of the best entry level positions when it comes to finance. So there's so many jobs that you can get into when you have a finance degree, but they're hard to get into. So I'm going to be talking about the two entry level positions that are easy to get into. This was actually inspired by a comment from Tahir. I hope that's how you say your name. All right, so this is what he asked. He said, I wanted to ask you a question. I'm an accounting student, but I'm more passionate about finance. Do you think finance or accounting is better for getting into financial analyst position? I know it's a broad field, but I just wanted to ask you this question. Also, my university is mid-tier in Canada. A lot of people told me you just end up in sales position if you don't go to Ivy League. To answer your first question, which was, do you think a finance or accounting is better to get into a financial analyst position? So it doesn't really matter. To become a financial analyst, you can have any type of degree under business, right? You can be in accounting, finance, economics, anything under business. You can get a financial analyst position. For your next question, which was, do you need to go to Ivy League? No, you don't. You can literally go to an online school, or as long as you have your bachelor's degree, you're going to be fine. That was a quick answer to your questions. And if you're watching this and you have any type of question related to finance, investing, stocks, anything like that, make sure to leave it in the comment section below and I'll make a video on it. I don't really have a lot of topics, so, whatever you comment, and if it's good enough, I'll go ahead and make a video on it. Alright, so with that being said, let's go ahead and get started with the video. Alright, so the first one is a financial analyst. So this has to be the most diverse position in finance, because you have a lot of options when it comes to who you work for or who you work with, right? So you can work with investment companies, you can work with insurance companies, you can work with consulting firms. And the reason why this is kind of like the number one job for finance majors, pretty much business, because you can get this position with a finance degree, an accounting degree, an economics degree, or anything along those lines, anything related to business. Actually, you can be responsible for analyzing budgets. That could just be a job. You can be responsible for creating income statement projections, which is pretty much using models to create projections for next year, the next 2 years. Or you might be responsible for creating reports, like monthly reports, or, like expense reports. And sometimes you might just be responsible for doing business studies. Let's say you just do a lot of research, and you can just do that. And that doesn't have any type of math involved with that if you hate math. And also, if you're really good at math and Microsoft Excel, you might be responsible for creating business models or financial models that, kind of like make the work easier for other analysts. All right, so as you can see, as a financial analyst, you have a lot of options when it comes to the work that you do, the people that you work with. You have so many options. So this is what makes it one of the best positions in finance, and even positions to get started with. And these are going to be things that you learn in school, when you learn how to, put together an income statement, or how to actually read an income statement, and you go work as a financial analyst, and that's actually what you're doing. And the only skill that I really recommend when it comes to just being a financial analyst is knowing how to use Microsoft Excel. Because as a financial analyst, you're looking at a lot of numbers. Your job might just be to do data entry, or your job might be to create projections or income statement projections, or to actually create models. And all of these things are going to be done in Microsoft Excel. So if you have no idea how to use that, you're going to have a hard time, But if you learn how to use Microsoft Excel, then you should be fine. You should be able to get any financial analyst position, because that's pretty much what they use. And if you look at a lot of job applications, you see that they recommend you having Microsoft Excel skills. And if you do, that's going to save them a lot of time. They don't have to train you on the job. All right, so when it comes to the job outlook for financial analysts, the BLS estimated that there were about 329,500 financial analyst jobs in the American economy, and that was in 2018, and projected a faster than average growth rate of 6% through 2028 for them. So financial analysts earned a median salary of $85,660 in 2018. So as you can see, the numbers look great. There's growth in the position through 2028. So this is something to really get into if you're kind of like, deciding what position you want. I would recommend a financial analyst. It's the easiest one to get into. And it's also the easiest one to get a lot of experience because, there's so many aspects to the position. The first couple of months, you might be responsible for data entry. And then the next couple of months, you might be responsible for, putting together different reports, and then you might be responsible for, creating projections, so you get a lot of experience in the industry. So when it comes to how much you're going to get paid, the average is a little over $83,000. And since there is so many aspects to this job, if you look at a financial analyst who only does data entry, and they're getting paid maybe $45,000 a year. And you look at another financial analyst whose job is to build financial models, and they're getting paid $70,000 a year. So there's so many things that you can do as a financial analyst, and you're gonna get paid based on what you're doing and how hard it is. Alright, so wages typically start from $52,840 and go up to $151,580. This is more accurate because it kind of like covers between someone who's doing data entry and someone who's on the top of the financial analyst position. Alright, moving on to the next one, which is investment banking analyst. This is a specific area in finance. This is going to be for people that usually want to end up in Wall Street. So if you are a finance student, you have a 4.0 GPA and you have a lot of internships, it's going to be a lot easier to get into this position compared to someone who doesn't have internships. This is not as diverse as being a financial analyst because this is really limited to who you can work for and what you actually do. And this is going to be more competitive as well compared to being a financial analyst. Even though this is an entry-level position, you're going to be working for investment banks, hedge funds, or venture capital firms. So as you can see, that's really limited. You don't have as many options as someone who's a financial analyst. So some of the things that you do as an investment banking analyst is performing industry research and financial analysis of corporate finance, and sometimes making recommendations based on your interpretation of financial data. So to kind of like sum up what you do is basically the financial analyst will put the data together and they'll give it to you, and you're responsible for making decisions. So you're pretty much responsible for picking the data that supports what you're trying to do. That's why this one is a little harder to get into because it's kind of like a level above being a financial analyst, because the financial analysts are pretty much reporting to you. And this is also going to be an entry-level position. You're not going to be getting paid $100,000 a year since you're just getting started. So the average is $69,613, and that was as of March 2020. So as you can see, you make more compared to someone who's a financial analyst. But that is pretty much it for this video. If you know any other great entry-level positions, let me know in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Make sure to go ahead and hit the subscribe button below if you haven't already. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace.